Hey.
We saw Storks.
We did, and you know that this is probably a good kids movie since it's not me and Allison reviewing it.
I got the good one.
You texted me like, can I see Storks? So like, well, it doesn't look bad. So I want to ask Allison.
Well, she likes the bad ones.
Yeah, and we just saw The Wildlife, so like...
Oh God, tell me about it.
The Wildlife, the Robinson Crusoe one.
The Robinson Crusoe one where they wanted to make it super racist, so instead of like an ethnic sidekick, they give him a bunch of random animals.
It was still racist. That was awful. That was worse than I thought it was gonna be. It was like a foreign, I forget where it was from, but it's a foreign animated flick that they dubbed into English and sent here. I mean, it's a notch above like Ratatouille, but it was very kind of robotic in how it moved. It was, my leg was shaking all the way through that movie. Like I was antsy. I wanted to leave. Allison was pissed next to me. It was bad. Storks, way fucking better.
This movie was very good. I was laughing really, really hard.
I did too. I laughed my ass off at this movie. This is, as far as like comedy kids movies go, it's probably the best and funniest one I've seen since Zootopia. By far. It was way better than Secret Life of Pets.
I think like plot-wise, it wasn't as nuanced as Zootopia, but I laughed harder and more at this than I did at Zootopia.
I'm not sure which one I laughed at more. Overall, I probably thought Zootopia was a better movie, but this movie was funny as hell. I mean, it's really quick. The movie's quick. It's sharp. It's kind of like watching like an old Daffy Duck cartoon.
I can see that. Yeah, it's because there's a lot of physical humor.
Yeah.
And all the characters have that sort of impervious to lasting physical damage unless it's important to the plot.
But something dark will still happen. I kind of like that about this movie. Like, it wasn't yeah. It wasn't afraid to go dark every now and then. Like, there was a couple of times where I was like, I'm pretty sure that person's dead.
Well, there was one point where he's explaining what great parents penguins are, and it shows this one sad little penguin sitting on an egg in an ice floe, and then a freaking killer whale just eats it and leaves the egg.
It had really good, like, quick gags like that. Like, when she goes into protective mode to protect the baby, and it has this like 10-second flashback to different mothers throughout history protecting their child from like knives, swords, clubs, flaming arrows throughout like Greek history, like caveman days, all again in like a 10-second cutaway. And
it's playing like Love Lifts Us Up Where We Belong or something similar.
Keep on Loving You, I think.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it was playing that, and then it would do other really quick things too, like how impressed he is with the fact that his boss, Kelsey Grammer, is going to promote him to boss, the lead stork, who's Andy Samberg, and the words of this promotion are so powerful that in his head
it just explodes.
The earth explodes, and before that it shows like those fucking nuclear bomb test footage of like the demolished houses and shit like that. Like it's like the ending scene from Doctor Strangelove for like 5 seconds.
And like it keeps kind of towing the line between what's actually happening and what's in a fantasy world. So like that later happens to a pigeon toady.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to him, and he's going. Or like when Orphan Tulip is having those conversations with herself, and then it actually becomes several of herselves. I liked it when they did that.
No, I did too, because like I said, like this movie wasn't afraid to get kind of dark. So when the orphan girl, who they call Orphan Tulip in it, is just stuck in this room because Andy Samberg is supposed to fire her, but he didn't want to, and she's stuck in this room and succumbs to multiple personality disorder.
I don't think that she necessarily developed a syndrome. I think that was just something she was doing to avoid boredom. But it was to the extent where it was sad, because later her and the Andy Samberg stork get in an argument, and her comeback is, "I'm the most popular person in the letter department."
Yeah.
He's like, "What? I can't hear you. All I hear is losers talk. I'm the most popular person in the letter department," and she's the only person in the letter department. department.
Her and like all of her different personalities. Like, it was a funny gag. There's a lot of, I like seeing the ins and outs of how this stork company works, because it's run by Kelsey Grammer, who's great in this, who spends a lot of time torturing smaller birds.
He's like this little like robin looking, budgie looking like ball birds, and he's got them like strung up together to make one of his executive toys. He's like using them as golf balls. There's one that he's just like squeezing as a stress toy.
Yeah, it was like one step closer to being like Sardu from Bloodsucking Freaks, only in that, like, well, it didn't show him use one as a bathroom. And this is the kind of part, I love Kelsey Grammer, but this is the kind of part that he excels at, where he was literally in a show called Boss, and it's one of his best roles.
I wondered if that's why they did that with the line where he's like, and then you'll be boss.
I hope so. I love it whenever Kelsey Grammer is animated in something, because he, aside from maybe like Sideshow Bob, but like, he usually kind of looks like Kelsey Grammer. Yeah.
I feel like they kind of made the Andy Samberg stork look like Andy Samberg.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. And I like that they really showed you how this company works, and it's kind of funny. Like, the whole concept of storks and storks delivering babies. In this, it's, if you write a letter to the stork agency, this letter will go in this machine.
The baby making machine.
The baby making machine, in which it looks at all of the words that you've used in there to describe what kind of baby you want, and then it just like genetically manufactures this baby.
The letter
out of it.
goes through mitosis, and then the letter cells become the baby, and then it kind of spits it out in this sort of like conveyor belt contraption. But
bless you.
That baby looks nothing like the family that it was born to. I think it's just like, okay, ninja skills, sure.
And this happened because this is the baby that they're delivering in the movie, because at this point in the movie they've stopped using the baby machine. And so this happens because a letter is sent in by this little kid who's kind of neglected by his parents, because his parents are workaholics. The dad is Ty Burrell, pretty much playing his character from Modern Family.
And the mom was Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that till the ending credits. So the kid writes in a letter that he wants like a little brother, which made me think, like, how many times has this happened? Like, the little kid sends in a letter to the Storks, and boy, I can see why they stopped making babies at this stork factory, mixed in with apparently some kid, unbeknownst to his parents, can deliver them another child.
Well, I think they probably had more screening processes when they were doing it on purpose, you know, because the kid is very much like, this is from my parents, adult people with adult feelings. We adults feel that we should have a child. Having seen some of the storks that work at this agency, though, it wouldn't surprise me if there'd be some letters that kind of got past their screening process. That's how you get little accident babies. Exactly. That's how you get accidents. And also, one of the storks, and this was like the reason why they stopped delivering babies, is one of the storks became too attached to the baby to the point to where he went insane, and like this flashback ends with him jumping out the window. And that stork was Danny Trejo. Yes, and that was Danny Trejo. Like, just like, my baby. Like I said, the movie wasn't afraid to go kind of dark with its humor, and really, really slaps. I mean, this scene ended with him jumping out the window. He comes back later, but no, there was a lot of really quick gags that really got me like that. The wolves. The wolves were fantastic. The wolves were among my favorite parts of the movie. Because they play, like, in the preview, the wolf turning into a submarine, and we all were like, yay! That is not the only thing the wolves turn into in this movie. That's not even the first thing they turn into. That's not even the best thing they turned into. No, The best thing was probably the minivan for me. Just because of the wheels. The wheels. Ow, ow, ow. And they had to drive really slow as to not wake up I like that stuff about the movie, where at the end of the day, they are still dealing with delivering this baby, so sometimes they have to be really quiet, or in the case of the wolf van, drive really slow. So later on there's a fight scene. And make like a 3-point harness rear-facing child seat out of wolves. Out of wolves and belts and shit.
and the gear shift is just a paw sticking up. So like later on, there's like a fight, and they're all being really quiet and silent during this fight, as not to wake up the baby. I don't even want to give away everything that the wolves turn into, but it worked for me every single time. It never got old. They were always kind of doing something different with other than they're turning into different things. There was always kind of a different punchline for what they're turning into. I don't even want to give a lot of that away because that was some of my favorite parts of the movie.
You guys need to go see this movie. I'm serious.
And Key and Peele were the wolves too.
Alpha Wolf and Beta Wolf.
Yeah. I'm assuming they were also the other wolf sound effects in the background.
Presumably, like, because I looked through to see who all the voices were, and there weren't any voices in this aside from Andy Samberg and Kelsey Grammer, where you were like, oh, okay, that's definitely this particular comedian. All the voices fit the characters really, really well.
No, yeah, totally.
But apparently, like, some of the background Storks were Jorma, I think is his name. He's one of the Lonely Island guys, and Ike Barinholtz, who's a comedian.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, but it's like, again, it wasn't like, oh, okay, there's Steve Bloom. It was just, voices that suited the characters.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, every person, whether it was someone you recognize or not, everyone was very well suited for the roles they were playing. It wasn't like when you go see a lot of the lesser animated movies where there's some name doing a voice and they're just doing it for a paycheck. Like, there's no reason why it's this person. It just, like, Epic. Like, there was no reason why the lead was Colin Farrell other than to get Colin Farrell's name on the poster.
Yeah, exactly.
This movie didn't have that problem at all. In fact, in a case like Jennifer Aniston, I didn't even realize that was her until the ending credits. And I still don't know who the girl was, the orphan tulip.
Like I said, I
missed the name on the credits. I didn't
like
see
Rachel
it.
Bloom or similar, but
Helen Mirren.
Look it up. Yeah, it turns out it's Helen Mirren.
Dame Helen Mirren. Wow, she really can do anything.
Katie Crown.
I don't know.
She's a Canadian voice actress.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she was really good.
Oh, she was on Total Drama Island. I like that show. And then past that, just a lot of cartoons.
There was a lot of funny stuff with her character in this, like how they keep calling her Orphan Tulip. And she at one
just
point,
Tulip. Orphan hurts my heart.
Orphan Tulip hurts my heart. Yeah, no, this. I know Secret Life of Pets got way better reviews than this. I do not understand why.
It boggles the mind this has only got 58% on Rotten Tomatoes, because it's really, really funny.
This movie is hilarious, and it's also, I mean, Secret Life of Pets is a fine movie. Like, I mean, it was at least worth a rental, but like, this is a far more original film. It's a far funnier movie. I don't feel like I've seen this movie 1,000 times, and I felt that way about Secret Life of Pets.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of twists and turns. Like, I developed a theory towards the middle that it was going to turn out that the baby was like a rehash of Orphan Tulip, that Orphan Tulip had been ordered by that family like 18 years ago.
That would
and
be
she didn't show up.
mind-blowing.
And that's why the parents were like, should we tell him? No, we will wait to tell him, because maybe they tried to order a baby and it never came.
Yeah.
And so they had him the old-fashioned way. And then, now they know for a fact the Storks don't work. Because it looked the same. That baby looked nothing like those parents and nothing like the brother, but it looked exactly like Orphan Tulip.
Yeah.
So I thought that they'd both show up. They'd be like, our baby, and also our baby. And then he'd have, the older sibling and the younger sibling that he wanted. That was not the case at all.
No, When she actually gets to her family at the end, it is a really, really heartwarming moment.
It is. I was worried they were going to, open the door and then cut to the credits, but we got to actually see them.
Yeah, and she's at the door for her family's place, and then she looks behind her, and not only is Andy Samberg there, but also a bunch of other Storks from the movie, and Andy Samberg says something like, we're right here with you or something, and the wolves were also there.
Because they're part of the family now.
Yeah. I like it when stuff like that happens in movies. Like, the end of, this is a way better movie, but the end of that early 90s movie, Bingo, where at the end the kid and the dog are in the hospital, and, like, the characters are standing around the bed, like, oh, we hope you get better, including the two villains, who are, like, in handcuffs because they're in jail. I kind of like that joke.
Basically coming out as like the ensemble cast.
Yeah. I liked the guy who was sitting behind us. I don't know.
The only other person in the theater?
There was only one other person in there, and this guy was like 60, and he was just by himself. And I don't know how much you could hear from him. Oh, I'll bring him up again during the trailers,
Okay.
but he was one of those.
I thought I heard him laughing.
No, he did. But the funniest thing about it is it seemed like it was taking him like a few seconds longer to maybe process what jokes were going on. So while he did laugh, it would be several seconds that went by after the joke, and then you just hear right behind it. Like,
are you sure it wasn't Brian making fun of the movie?
oh, I would have loved it if the guy leaned over and just said, "I'm you from the future." What? Old Brad, come back! Come back, old Brad!
Just goes out into the alley, gets into a cardboard box.
It's time for me to leave now. Oh, I can't believe I believed you. I highly recommend this movie. It's very, very funny. I recommend it beyond if you have kids or not.
Oh yeah, totally. It's like it's genuinely funny. It's got this a similar sense of humor to the stuff you would normally see Andy Samberg in that works, where it's a lot of like announcing stuff as it's happening humor. Like if you like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you'll probably like this.
If you like the Lego movie, you'll like
this. Oh yeah,
this.
absolutely.
I saw that, at least I think I did. I think I saw that this movie was from like the same producers, or
it's from the same
or the directors executive
studio.
produced this.
I don't know if it's because I don't think it's the same writers.
No, but I saw, like, I think the guys who directed Lego Movie, I thought I saw at least one of their names on the executive producer credit list on there, which makes sense, because it is still a lot of rapid-fire humor like that, and way, way, way more often than not, it lands. So, yeah, go check it out. It's a really funny fucking movie.
Yeah, I can't think of a single joke that didn't land. I mean, there was a couple
Honestly,
that I was
no.
sick of because I'd seen them so much in the trailers, but it's not a situation where they used all the best jokes in the trailer. There
not
are
at
some
all.
fantastic jokes that you didn't see at all.
There's even jokes that are in the trailer, like the wolves, for instance, that are heavily extended upon in the movie. Even the bit with the glass, him not being able to see glass. There was even some extra stuff with that in the movie. Yeah, I really love this movie.
Highly recommend it.
Trailers.
Lego Batman movie.
That looks hilarious.
Which looks hilarious.
I had never seen this trailer. That was the full trailer. There's a lot of funny stuff with Robin in that trailer.
He's got like his little sidekick, and he ends up getting his costume by stealing the Rasta Batman costume off of the wall, and then just taking the pants out of it. Yeah.
And the guy sitting behind me, when that trailer ended, you just hear
Monster Trucks, which is when you went out to tell them that the 3D wasn't working yet, but you've seen the Monster Trucks trailer already.
Yeah, I've seen that trailer already, and I knew what the next trailer was going to be, so I'm like, I'm also going to use the restroom now, because I'm sick of seeing Sing. Or was there something?
There was Moana as well.
Oh, I missed. Is that same teaser that it usually shows?
No, it was like a big thing because it showed the girl like she has to go out to find Maui, and then they team up, and apparently like the ocean's her friend. There was a lot more stuff in this than any trailers I've seen.
Oh,
before.
right on. I've only seen the teaser.
It still looks kind of boring. But
yes, but
the music sounds pretty.
But Dwayne Johnson's character does the eyebrow in it, though, so that means it's good.
It's Disney, so probably I'll at least like it. It's just that the lines where it's all like, "I am Maui, I've got magical powers," and she's like, "I am a sassy young girl, and the ocean is my friend."
Someone's on drugs.
Sing.
And then Sing. God damn it! That movie honestly might be fine, but it's. God, and I know I'm not the only person that trailer's driving crazy. I was on the IMDb page for that, and a lot of people on the message boards are like, I'm sick of this fucking trailer. Like, that's what this company does. They show trailers for their movies for like 6 months. That's what they did with Secret Life of Pets. They bombard their fucking trailers in front of every goddamn movie. So yeah, it'll probably do well when the movie comes out.
I haven't seen the trailer enough to be sick of it, but I'm already so sick of that freaking Ed Sheeran song The Sing one that they play, like sing, oh yo yo yo.
Oh yeah.
That it sets my teeth on edge just when it comes up.
Same here. When I'm at, honestly, they show that trailer in front of stuff that's not even kids movies, and when I do know I'm gonna get that trailer in front of something, which is like 80% of the time, I pick that as my moment to get up and use the restroom.
Smurfs.
This was a really annoying trailer because of that. It stayed on the.
It stays on like this preview is approved for all audiences, and then they start talking, and you made like a huge sigh. So I thought maybe you knew it was going on already, but I had no idea until like the Smurf head showed up.
No, I let out a sigh because I thought I was gonna have to get up again and say there was something wrong with the movie. I was like, I've never seen this problem before, that it just stays on the approved for all audiences. It goes on for like 30 seconds, and you hear voices, and it sounds like you should be. It really seemed like the movie the screen just froze, but the audio was still going. And then once their hands started coming through, I'm like, oh, this is the new Smurfs thing. And it was a teaser. It was just showing the Smurfs on there and some like yeah music playing behind it. And then when that trailer ended, the guy, I don't know if you could hear him, but the guy sitting behind me, the trailer for Smurfs 3 ended, and the guy who just behind me just goes like, huh.
He has some opinions he has yet to formulate about that preview.
He did that twice too. He did that after one of the other trailers where he did it at
Trolls.
No, with Trolls he was kind of like ha ha, and after that short that it showed in front of this, he went like after that.
The short wasn't very good. I heard someone's, and I'm trying to remember who. It might have been Jackie Kashian's husband, because I know that he works with video games, talking about how the shorts before animated movies are usually a good indication of what they're working on trying to animate. So like that short Sandpiper meant that they were working on figuring out how to animate sand. This is a short about Lego figures, because probably they were working on figuring out how to animate Lego figures for the Batman movie. But it's not like there's no real good plot to this one. It's just a Lego master and a Lego chicken battling it out for supremacy.
Yeah.
And at first it felt almost like an improv game, because they went through the same sequence a couple times, a couple different ways, and that's basically all there is to the plot of the short.
Yeah, like I chuckled a few times, but when something like this is in front of a movie, unless it's great, usually I'm kind of like, yeah, all right, let's get to the movie. Like, even if it's fine, even if it's passable, even if I chuckle a few times, I'm usually like, yeah, okay, let's wrap this up so we can get to the movie. Maybe the guy behind me was like that too, or he just wasn't expecting it, because it sounded like I was sitting in front of a sim. You're just oh,
Snoo.
he just starts juggling behind me. Did we get any other trailers before?
We got Trolls. Which we've talked about.
Yeah.
And then Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
I hadn't seen that trailer. This was a new trailer for it.
It looks good. I like his little, like, human sidekick.
Yeah, isn't that Dan Fogel? The guy.
He looks familiar. I always kind of like something.
I always kind of liked that guy. And like 10 years ago, they kind of built him up like he was going to be like Jack Black-esque, but then some movies he was in didn't do very well. He was in what was that ping pong movie with Christopher Walken? Balls of Fury?
Yeah.
He was the lead in that. He was in that Take Me Home Tonight, that 80s movie with Topher Grace.
Oh, okay, that's the movie that Chris Pratt met Anna Faris making.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
I think so.
And he was Dane Cook's sidekick in Does It Matter? In Good Luck Chuck. Yeah. He was one of those guys though, like if the movie sucked like that,
yeah,
he would typically be the best part of it. So I kind of like.
He's kind of a cute, jovial guy. He's got the best line in the trailer where he's just like, "Man, I wish I was a wizard."
And that was funny. And I said, because the first thing you see in the trailer is Colin Farrell, and it's like kind of 1920s looking. So
he's even got the right haircut.
He's even got the right haircut, and there's like building demolished, I lean over to you like, it's that damn horse again.
They found the goddamn horse again.
They finally figured out a way to tie in Harry Potter and Winter's Tale.
Oh, I wish.
So good.
I bet that movie's aged really well.
Winter's Tale?
Yeah.
That's something when you're like, how is this movie aged? And the movie's only 2 years old.
Well, because we watched it, and then we watched it again in a room full of people at a Christmas party, and the ones who hadn't seen it with us in the theaters were fucking not having it at all. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's just gonna be an us movie. Winter's
Tale is hilarious.
It is hilarious. And there's like never any boring part. Something stupid or insane is always happening. Mm-hmm. Or sweet, you know, I believed him and said, well.
Yeah, but then, like, her feet would start melting the snow, and then something strange would happen.
And the horse would show back up.
The horse would come back up, and then I blinked my eyes, and now Russell Crowe's a snowman. That movie's great.
Will Smith is the devil.
And then there's Will Smith as the devil in the 1920s with the Jimi Hendrix
t-shirt.
Wow.
I will never not talk about The Winter's Tale.
Yo, I'm totally with you on that. I'm so glad we went to go see that.
Yay.
All right, I have some time to kill before the next movie, so I think I'm going to dick around on the phone for a little bit. But yeah, I got Magnificent Seven here in a bit, and I'm not sure what next week is. I've got time. I'll look that up on my phone.
Uh-huh.
See ya.
Bye.